Hey, what's up everyone? Tom here, back for another quick Acid Archives entry. Hope everyone is doing well, you guys are enjoying your summer. It's very hot here in Connecticut. Obviously it's July, but it's gonna be hot, but crazy humid. Hopefully we get at least a little bit of a break soon. So today I'm talking about Ruth White. She has two entries or two albums in the Acid Archives book. This one was already talked about by Sound of Minder. I recommend you guys go check out his video. I'm not going to talk about this one too much. It's just 7 trumps from the Tarot Cards and Pinions from 69 on the Limelight label. Both of them are from 69, I believe, and I think they're both on the both on the Limelight label. I'm not sure which one came out first. Doesn't really matter, I guess, but this is the album I want to talk about. And the other one I prefer personally a little bit more, Flowers of Evil. Same Limelight label, and then pretty cool cover on this. I do like the cover, pretty interesting. And the back has lyrics and some liner notes, which I will be reading, because she basically breaks down how she recorded and made the entire album. Pretty cool. So if you're not familiar with this, basically experimental electronic music, and then with her reading the poetry of Charles Baudelaire, probably mispronouncing his name, to a French poet, but has voice manipulation, tape manipulation, sort of dissonant synth tones, Moog, kind of experimental Moog tones, atmospheric, definitely sort of a darker vibe to this, especially with the voice manipulation, kind of creepy sounding at times. Especially, I'm sure in 1969 it was really creepy to when people first heard it back then. But I guess read some of the liner notes here, because I think she could do a much better job of explaining than I can personally, because I don't know much about how electronic music is made. I know a little bit, but definitely not as much as she does. So basically she says, to modulate my voice, I used a variety of techniques. Changes of timbre were achieved with filters. Tape speed changes were used to control pitch. In the shape of some words, I injected sound wave and white noise, thus changing the quality of their sound, but not the flow of their delivery. By adding reverberation, I varied atmospheres and decreased or increased space illusions to accent special words or phrases. I used controlled tape delays. Choruses were created by combining slight delays with multiple track recordings. The musical settings around the voice were made with music, concrete materials, Moog synthesizer, other electronic generators, and conventional instruments, which were usually altered electronically in some way. She also says, in the translations, there is no attempt to rhyme the verse as in the original French poems. I only tried to keep the language as direct and simple as possible, for I always found that the dominating power of Baudelaire's ideas were in and themselves a electrifying force. So definitely a better job than I could have done describing that, for sure. And I will read the Acid Archives entry as well. Just break out the book. So I guess if you want to break it down to the lowest form, just experimental electronic music, but it's fantastic in my opinion. Definitely one of my favorite records as far as electronic music goes. Let's see, Ruth White. So she does have two, like I said, 7 Trumps of the Tarot Cards, Pinions from 68, and then Flowers of Evil from 69. Avant-garde electronics from unacknowledged self-taught synth pioneer. The first LP is a cult electronic impression of the tarot deck. And then Flowers of Evil contains readings from poetry of Charles Baudelaire with electronically treated vocals, tape collages, spooky synth drones, and dissonant electronic backdrops. Both albums have been the subject of limited CDR reissues from Creole Pone, unauthorized, I'm sure. I know she has her own reissues as well on her label. There's also an LP, Short Circuits on Angel, where Miss White, born 1925, interprets various classical themes. I did hear that one. I wasn't as impressed with that record, so didn't end up picking it up. Sort of interesting. These 2 records are the only ones that she has sort of in this style, except for that last one I mentioned, but most of her stuff has been sort of children's records and educational records, which she released on her own label. So nothing like these, but this is definitely the most interesting stuff she did, in my opinion. So definitely recommend you guys check it out. You can stream it. I'm pretty sure this record is not the easiest thing to find, especially these days. This one is a little bit easier to find. You can find this pretty readily, and it's not too expensive. I think anywhere probably, if you get lucky, maybe like 20 to, on the higher end, maybe like 50 bucks, depending on condition and all that. But this one, I don't think there was any copies last time I checked on Discogs, which is probably like a few days before making this video. So that's it. Gonna keep this one short, not too much more to add. Thank you for watching. See you later.